Astros from Pinkerton and your Bishop Girton Cardinals. Just a little bit of delay in the start time, not much. The visiting Astros are taking their infield warm-ups at the time. They should be done in probably about 2 to 3 minutes. Then there'll be a short meeting at the plate with the coaches and the home plate umpire, and this thing should be underway probably at about 7:10 to 7:15 at the latest. Folks, I'm going to play one more song. We'll be back, and I will start with the opening lineups, pitching matchup, and some background on the visiting Astros. Be back in a minute. Hear from Holman. Jason, I'll get started when they head out onto the field. Folks, welcome to Holman Stadium for Game 14 of the Bishop Girton Cardinals schedule. This is a midweek matchup with the Astros from Pinkerton. Both teams with winning records. The Cardinals are 8-5, coming off a recent road win out in Keene. That was an 8-1 score. The Astros are 11-2, one of the premier teams in Division I baseball here in the state of New Hampshire. They're coming off a surprise loss to Manchester Memorial on Monday. So they're looking for a bounce back to their winning ways in this matchup. Folks, I'm going to go over the starting lineups for both teams. It is an absolute stunner of a day here in Nashua, New Hampshire. The high temperatures today were in the mid-70s. Sunny, spotless blue sky, and the sun is setting. It is absolutely gorgeous. The current temperature here in Nashua at Holman Stadium is 70 degrees. The coaches are meeting at the plate, just about to wrap up. Both teams have taken their infield warm-ups, and the Cardinals are about to take the field. The lineup for the visiting Astros is as follows. Brendan Horn is the shortstop. He's the leadoff hitter for Pinkerton. Followed by Cole Yanako, who's got the catching duties today. He's hitting in the 2 spot. Jackson Marshall hitting 3. Thomas Rio, the third baseman, hitting in the 4 spot, followed by Nicholas Rio, I assume brothers. He's the first baseman, hitting in the 5 spot for Pinkerton Academy. Elijah Sharp in the 6th spot. He's got the designated hitting duties today for pitcher Liam Doyle. Hitting in the 7th spot is Maxwell Lorman, followed by Connor Stacy hitting in the 8th spot, and finally Riley Brelu, if I've said that properly, the second baseman for the Astros. The coaches have just headed back to their dugouts. The Cardinals about to do their family chant before they head out onto the field. Folks, you're listening to Mixler Radio. This is BG Baseball. It's also being live streamed on YouTube. The video feed is there and will be shown later tonight as a recording on Nashua Community Television. So a lot of different ways to take this game in today, either on internet radio, live stream on the internet, or later tonight on cable television, community television, sorry. The defense for Girton is as follows. Starting in right field is Brandon Mativier Luke Corky with his usual spot anchoring the outfield in center. Cam Tebow out in left field. Into the infield, over on the left side, Ryan Haskell with the start on third base. Mark Luca on second base, Luke Anderson at shortstop, and Dom Monaco playing first base. Max Reardon is catching today for pitcher Evan Kaplow, who has the start on Wednesday here for Girton. The hitting lineup for the Cardinals is as follows. It's going to start with Mativier, Anderson, Kaplow, Reardon in the 4 spot, followed by Tebow. He had a great offensive game out in Keene with a home run in the 5 spot. Nieto, the designated hitter in the 6 spot for Mark Luca. 7 is Dom Monaco, followed by Haskell and Corky. Folks, we're about to get started here. I'd say we're about a minute away from first pitch. The throw down to second called for by catcher Max Reardon as the middle infielder gets ready to receive that throw down, and we're going to get underway here. The visiting Astros in their red tops and white pants. Brendan Horn, the shortstop, steps in for the first pitch tonight. And with that, we are underway here at Holman. That first pitch is slapped over to Anderson at short. and he flicks it over to first base. Good hard throw by Luke. 1 pitch, 1 out. Score that 6-3 as Horn is retired on that infield ground ball. That brings up catcher Cole Yanako, another right-handed batter for the Astros. And the pitch from Kaplow. Strike 1 as he elects to go to the fastball. Kaplow with 2 pitches and 2 strikes in the game so far, looking aggressive and attacking the strike zone. That's his signature in the box. He drops into curveball for strike 2. Yanako not budging on that one, and it's 0-2. 1 out here in the top of the first inning. No score. And the pitch. And this ball skied out into right field. That's going to get down for extra bases. Great hit by Yanako. That one hits the wall, and it's going to be played in to the cut. And that is a stand-up double with 2 strikes and no balls for Cole Yanako. Good piece of hitting. That's going to bring up left fielder Jackson Marshall for Pinkerton. Marshall also a right-handed batter, and the pitch goes with the curveball. That ball is fouled back and out of play for strike 1. 0-1 is the count to the Pinkerton 3 batter. And the pitch. That's a curveball fouled off again to the right side as Marshall drops to 0-2. Oh-2 count to the Pinkerton left fielder. Looks like Reardon's setting up off the plate, and the pitch. And that ball is skied out into right field. If it's going to stay in, there's a chance it'll be caught, and it is out of play onto the concourse out in right field. So the count remains 0-2. And the 0-2 pitch to left fielder Jackson Marshall. That ball's fouled back and out of play. That's the second foul ball of the set. It could have been all 4, actually. There's been 4 fouls, I believe. Count remains 0-2 with 1 out. Runner on second base. No score here in the top of the first inning if you're just joining us. And the pitch. That's a curveball, and it's over to Luca on second base. He's going to attack it and flick it to first for the out. Score that 4-3 for the second out. A little strangely hit ball. It had quite a bit of spin on it. Thankfully, hit the grass, which damped some of that, and bounced awkwardly over to Luca, who approached the ball cautiously but in time. Good defense by the Girton second baseman. That's going to bring up Pinkerton third baseman Thomas Rio. Runner on third with 2 outs. And that ball's going to get back to the backstop and take a fortunate bounce for Girton right back to catcher Max Reardon. No advance for Yanako on third base. Yanako hit a stand-up double in his at-bat and was advanced to third by the ground out by the 3 batter Jackson Marshall. And the pitch. That's a curveball, misses upstairs as Kaplow falls behind 2-0 to the Pinkerton 4 batter. And the pitch. That's going to hit the outside half of the plate as Kaplow elects to go to the fastball and paints the lower corner. Count is 2 balls and 1 strike. 2-1 pitch. Goes to the breaking ball. It's going to go back to Kaplow, who will field the play at first, and he is out. Score that 1-3 for the third out, and the Astros are retired in the first inning. Nako on base, but not much else. Ground outs for the other three batters. Due up for your home Cardinals, right fielder Brandon Mativier, shortstop Luke Anderson, and pitcher Evan Kaplow is the 1-2-3 batters for Girton. Folks, we'll be back in a minute from Holman Stadium. Half an inning of play is behind us. 0-0 the score. Be back in a minute. Folks, back to baseball action here at Holman Stadium. Brandon Mativier stepping in to the box for the first pitch of the home half of the first inning. Liam Doyle, the big left-handed pitcher for Pinkerton Academy. This is a Division I commit to Coastal Carolina University, a senior over at Pinkerton High School, and a storied and successful career here in Southern New Hampshire high school baseball over the last few years. Brandon Mativier is the right fielder and leading off for the Cardinals. And the pitch. Doyle's pitch is upstairs for ball one. He misses high on that fastball. And the pitch. And he misses high and a little bit outside as well. Not sure where that one missed, but it was pretty close to paint. Called a ball by the home plate umpire. He falls behind 2-0. And this ball is skied out into shallow center field by Mativier. And the center fielder will make the play. That is Maxwell Lorman in center field ranging in for the out. So the 2-0 pitch is something Mativier wanted, skied it up. Luke Anderson now will bat from the left side, a lefty-lefty matchup here for the Cardinals. One out in the home half of the first, and the pitch is a strike as Anderson offers on the bunt. Thomas Rio, the Pinkerton third baseman, playing in on the grass by at least a step. They know Anderson's a bunt threat. This ball hits fastball again from Doyle, hits the lower half of the plate for strike two. 0-2 now to Anderson with one out, no one on. Goes to the curveball and fools him as he gets rung up on that pitch. That was a gorgeous breaking ball by Doyle that dropped about a foot to a little bit extra. That brings up three-hitter Evan Kaplow. It's a pitcher-pitcher matchup here. And the pitch. That's called a strike on the lower part of the plate. Kaplow is 0-1. And the pitch from Doyle, that one skips in for ball one. It evens up the count at 1 apiece. So 2 outs here in the home half of the first inning. No score. 1-1 the count to Kaplow, and the pitch. That ball misses inside on Kaplow. 2 balls and 1 strike. And that ball hits on the outer half of the plate, evens up the count at 2 apiece. 2-2 count to Kaplow. And the pitch from Doyle. That ball misses up, not handled cleanly by Yanako, and gets back to the screen. No harm done. There's no one on base. The count is full. Full count pitch to Evan Kaplow with 2 outs. And that ball is fouled off by Kaplow as he stays alive. And the pitch. That's in there for a strike. Looked like a cut fastball or a slider. Had some lateral movement. Kaplow strikes out looking. So the Cardinals are retired in order with 2 strikeouts by Doyle, both of them looking. Folks, be back for top of the second inning in just a minute here from Holman Stadium. 0-0 the score after 1. And the pitch from Evan Kaplow. That ball is going to be hit over to the third base side, foul. Folks, this game is being live streamed on YouTube. If you're listening on Mixler Radio, I have shared the link in the chat. Counts 0-1, and the pitch from Kaplow. That hits the outside. I thought it was just a bit outside, maybe a little bit of movement on a 2-seamer. Great pitch there as he paints the outside part of the plate. It's 0-2 to Rio. A little equipment problem, it looks like, with catcher Max Reardon. He's going to switch out gloves or either get something relaced on his glove. He's over on the dugout side, over on first base. Looks like he's going to swap gloves. Not sure what was going on there. He's back out to play. It's 0-2 now for the Astros first baseman. No outs here, top of the second inning. 0-2 pitch from Evan Kaplow. And he just misses the outside part of the plate for ball 1. Good pitch, good spot to miss. I'd say that's something Kaplow is working on, being a little bit more selective with batters down 0-2. That's a curveball. It's hit well out to right field. Mativier coming in on it and will make the catch. So first out of the inning recorded on a fly out to the right side and the put out by Mativier. That brings up designated hitter Elijah Sharp. He's hitting in the 6th spot for pitcher Liam Doyle. Kaplow kicks in, delivers the slider for a strike. Good pitch, 0-1. And the pitch elects to go to the fastball, leaves it upstairs. It's ball 1. Count evens up at 1 apiece. Kaplow primarily throws a fastball and a slider almost in equal portions. This pitch, question of whether he offered or not. Reardon appeals to the umpire, and they ring him up. That is a strike, 1-2. So fastball, slider in equal amounts, but also occasionally adds a curveball and a changeup. I'd say his fastball slider regimen is at about 80%. And that ball misses outside. They're being a little more careful now. Ahead in the count 0-2, they offer something outside, and Sharp not interested. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the pitch. And that's in there for strike 3 as Sharp strikes out looking to the fastball from Kaplow. 2 outs. That brings up Pinkerton, center fielder Maxwell Lorman. And the pitch. This ball's hit over into the gap on the left side. Clean single by Lorman on that first pitch. Brings up right fielder Connor Stacy. This is the first left-handed batter for the Astros. Runner on first, 2 outs here in the top of the 2nd, no score. And that ball misses low. Kaplow throwing a fastball across the center of the plate, but below the knees for ball 1. 1-0 pitch from Kaplow, and that's going to miss the top of the strike zone. 2-0 to right fielder Connor Stacy. And the pitch. That ball misses inside as Kaplow falls behind. 3-0. Count. We'll see if Stacy is green lighted. They elect to go back to the runner. And the pitch. That's in there for strike 1. Stacy taken all the way. 3-1 is the count to 8-batter Connor Stacy, runner on first, 2 outs here in the top of the 2nd inning. And the pitch. And that's going to hit the inside part of the plate. Stacy not offering. Count is full as Kaplow battles back into the count. And the pitch. Breaking ball misses upstairs. That'll walk the batter. So Lorman advances to 2nd on that base on balls to Connor Stacy. That brings up 2nd baseman Riley Brelu. And that ball misses away for ball 1. Runners on first and 2nd, 2 outs. And that pitch misses upstairs as Kaplow's strike percentage is dipping down here in the latter half of the 2nd inning. 2-0 is the count. And the pitch. That misses upstairs as he falls behind. 3-0. 3-0 pitch from Kaplow. And that misses upstairs. 4 straight balls. That's going to bring out Coach Painter for a mound visit as the bases are loaded. Kaplow walking the 8 and 9 batters for the Astros and now has to pitch to leadoff hitter Brendan Horn. Horn grounded out to shortstop Luke Anderson in his first at-bat. That was a 1-pitch at-bat to start the game. So he's 0 for 1 on the day, but now the bases are loaded. There are 2 outs, so the Cardinals can get out of this, but they've walked the last 2 batters. And the pitch, Kaplow misses low. That's at least 5 straight balls from Kaplow. And that ball is hit. Looks like it's going to be caught by Corky out in center field. What a great catch by Luke Korkokolis as that 3rd out ends any threat of run scoring. Corky kind of saving the Cardinals from a potentially tough 2nd inning. The score is still 0-0 after 1.5 here at Holman. Due up for the Cardinals, Max Reardon, Cam Tebow, and Dante Nieto. Folks, be back in a minute from Holman. Folks, 0-0 the score after 1.5 innings of play. Catcher Max Reardon, a 4-hitter for Gurdon, who steps into the box from the right side, ready to receive the first pitch by Doyle. And this ball misses up and in on Reardon. Doyle going to the fastball. He works quickly out there, not a lot of deliberation. Reardon known for controlling the pace of play with stepping out of the box after a timeout. And the pitch from Doyle gets Reardon swinging and missing. 1-1 the count. And the pitch. That misses upstairs. 2-1 the count to Max Reardon. And the pitch. That's going to miss off the plate. Good pitch, but a ball low and away. Reardon wisely laying off. 3-1 the count. And the pitch. And that ball misses away, and the Cardinals have their first base runner of the game as Reardon takes a base on balls. That brings up Cam Tebow, the left fielder. Cam had a great offensive game out in Keene. No outs, runner on first. Doyle from the stretch. Yanako is the catcher for Pinkerton. Purportedly a very strong throwdown to second, so we'll see how the Cardinals handle the running game here with Reardon on first. Doyle checks the runner once. Left-handed pitcher looking right at him. And the pitch. That ball misses up. Doyle now from the stretch. One-0 the count to Cam Tebow. And the pitch. That ball misses up again. So after a very efficient first inning, both pitchers throwing a few balls here in their second inning appearances. 2-0 the count to Tebow with no outs, runner on first. And that hits for a strike. Good comeback pitch by Doyle there. Crosses the plate in the strike zone, right around the knees or so, I'd say. 2-1 pitch. And they're going to go back, check the runner. Reardon reading that nicely, and he's back in time. And the pitch. That ball misses upstairs. 3-1 is the count to Tebow. And that ball is chopped foul down towards the third base dugout for strike 2 of the set. That runs up the count to full on Cam. And the pitch from Doyle. And that's a foul, but caught by Yanako behind the plate for a strikeout and the first out of the second inning. Folks, no score here in the game so far. We're in the home half of the second with 1 out, a runner on first base for Dante Nieto, the designated hitter. He's hitting for second baseman Mark Luca. And the pitch. That ball hits the inside part of the plate. Good pitch by Doyle. 0-1 is the count to Dante. And the pitch, this one misses on the outer half. Missed by a bit. 5 or 6 inches at least for ball 1. 1-1 the count now to Dante. Doyle from the stretch, kicks and delivers. This ball's skied foul and out of play over the first base side for strike 2. 1-2 now, the count to Dante Nieto. Dom Monaco on deck for the Cards. And the pitch. That's up and away, misses by quite a bit, evens up the count at 2 apiece. And the pitch. This ball is fouled off again by Nieto. Looks like it ricocheted off of him. He does wear some protective armor on his feet and ankles, so maybe off of that, hopefully. Doesn't look like he's affected in any way. 2-2 the count. And the pitch. Timeout called. No pitch. Timeout called and granted by the home plate umpire. That's always a frustrating thing for pitchers. Doyle, already in his delivery, continued to deliver to the plate. Can be dangerous to hold up the ball, so pitchers are trained to throw. 2-2 the count and the pitch to Nieto. And that's a swing and a miss. He's going to try the rundown to first, but first base is occupied, so that is a swinging strikeout for the second out of the inning. That's 4 Ks for Doyle so far. That brings up first baseman Dom Monaco. And Monaco skies this one on the first pitch. It's playable by Yanako in foul territory, and he makes the catch. score that F2 for the third out. So after a leadoff walk is issued by Doyle to Reardon, the Cardinals go down in order. Ryan Haskell will lead off the third inning for the Cardinals. Cole Yanako, the catcher, just had that put out in foul territory, will lead off. He's the two-batter. He had a stand-up double off of Kaplow in the first inning. He'll lead off for the Astros. Folks, be back in about 30 seconds. This should be a short one from Holman. Folks, we're back to Holman Stadium in Nashua, New Hampshire here for the top of the third inning. No score in this contest between the home Cardinals and the visiting Astros. Cole Yanako, the catcher, is batting from the right side for the Astros. First pitch misses upstairs, breaking ball by Kaplow. Yanako doubled in the first inning, so he's 1 for 1. He was stranded in the first inning at third base. And the pitch, and that misses inside as Yanako gets ahead in the count 2-0. And the pitch. This ball hits the lower part of the plate for strike one. Counts 2-1 now to Cole. Folks, it's 67 degrees. The temperature dropping a bit quickly here on this gorgeous New England evening at Holman. Breaking balls hit up the middle. Yanako with another hit on the day. That's a leadoff single. Good hit from Yanako. Count was 2-1. That brings up Jackson Marshall, who grounded out to Mark Luca at second base in his first at-bat. He's 0 for 1 on the day. So runner on first now with no outs in the top of the third inning. And the pitch. And this ball is skied out into center field. That's going to bring in Corky, who is going to make the out on the first pitch fly ball to center. One out now with a runner on first base. That brings up the third baseman, Thomas Rio. He grounded out to the pitcher in his first at-bat. Rio steps in with one out, runner on first. And the pitch. This ball misses away for ball one. 1-0 the count. And the pitch. Breaking ball. Hits the top of the zone for strike one. 1-1 the count now to the Astros' third baseman. And the pitch, runners going. That's a breaking ball. Great pitch to go on. And that pitch will be offline as Anderson makes a great diving stop out in shallow center field to contain Yanako's theft to just one bag. So straight steal by Yanako, getting down to second base. That was a ball, so the count's 2-1 to Rio. Runner now on second base with one out. And this ball is hit out into right field. Not deep enough to advance the runner So Mativier with the out. That's his second put out in right. That's going to bring up Nicholas Rio, the first baseman. He also flew out to right field in his first at-bat. He's 0 for 1 on the day. So 2 outs. Yanako on second, but he'll be moving on contact here, so he can score on a single. And that fastball hits the outside part of the plate, middle out. Good pitch, 0-1. And the pitch. This ball's hit up the middle. It could score Yanako. It looks like it will. They're waving him around, and it's going to be cut, and they're going to try to get him at second, and he is out. That run will score, though. And Rio is out as Kaplow cuts off the throw and elects to go to second. So score that a single, but the put out on the extra bases, which scores Yanako. Scores 1-0 after 2.5 innings of play here from Holman Stadium. Folks, will be back in a minute with the home half of the third. Folks, back to baseball action for the home half of the third inning here from Holman Stadium. 1-0 is the score in favor of the visiting Astros from Pinkerton. They scored in the top of the third inning here on an RBI by Nick Rio. That scored Cole Yanako from second on a ground ball up the middle. Ryan Haskell, the Cardinals' third baseman, hitting in the 8th spot, will lead off for Girton. Liam Doyle kicks and delivers, and he misses up high for ball 1. And the pitch from Doyle, and that's just low. Looked like a good pitch, maybe right on the strike zone, but called a ball. 2-0 as Haskell is ahead in the count now. Luke Corky's on deck. He's had some great defense today. This ball hits for a strike. Good pitch. Excellent frame by Yanako, if I may say so. That might have been a little bit low, but he framed it beautifully. 2-1 the count now to the Cardinals' third baseman. And a pitch. And this ball's hit hard over to third baseman, hard enough to glance off of him out into left field. That will not be an error. That will be a single by Haskell. He drilled that ball. He was sitting fastball, got what he wanted, and just raked it over to the left side. And it gets through. Leadoff single by Haskell. Brings up Luke Corky. And the pitch. This ball misses inside for Corky. He's ahead 1-0. And the pitch. This one misses upstairs. They're going to go back to first. Good throw down by Yanako, but not in time as Haskell gets back. 2-0 now to Corky. So the Pinkerton left-hander kicks and delivers. This ball is fouled back into the screen by Corky for the first strike of the set. 2-1. 1-0 the score here. Home half of the third inning, no outs, runner on first. Corky, the 9 batter, he's hitting and he fouls that one off to even up the count at 2 apiece. Two-two count to the Girton center fielder, who has been absolutely instrumental in the defense of the team. I'd say he's the defensive anchor, or certainly one of them. Some great plays out in center field, including today. That misses to run the count up to full for Corky. And the pitch. And that's a swing and a miss as Corky is down swinging for the first out of the third inning. That brings up Brandon Mativier. Cardinals are going to need to produce some productive outs here and advance base runners if they hope to keep up the pace with the Astros. Doyle scattering some base runners here. Good breaking ball from Doyle, drops in for strike one. And the pitch. This ball misses high in the zone. Good lively fastball from Doyle. 1-1 is the count to Mativier. Mativier's had a lot of defensive action out in right field today. Timeout is called. It looks like the field umpire has issued a balk to Liam Doyle. That's going to move Haskell over to second base. Not sure what the movement was there. I didn't see it. As the plate umpire is out discussing things with the Pinkerton coach. And it looks like there's going to be a pinch runner now for the Cardinals. Folks, I can't see the player's number. I apologize. I don't know who that is out on second base. My eyes aren't good enough. So pinch runner out on second. That's a runner in scoring position. The Cardinals looking to try to score that runner, electing to go with as fast of a base runner as they can get at this point. And the pitch to Mativier. And it's a swing and a miss. Runs up the count to 1-2. So 2 strikes on Mativier with a base runner on second and 1 out. 1-0 the score. And the pitch. And this ball's hit over to the left side. It's going to be fielded by the shortstop, who is going to throw him out, but that does get the base runner over to third. So score that 6-3 for the second out of the third inning. Runner 90 feet away now. That'd be the tying run here. Luke Anderson batting for the Cardinals from the left side is a strikeout victim in his first at-bat in the first inning. So important at-bat here for the Cardinals with a runner just 90 feet away, and that pitch is inside. Ball 1 to Anderson. And the pitch from Doyle. This ball's fouled off by Anderson out into the screen. Even up the count at 1 apiece. 1-1 the count to the Cardinal shortstop. And the pitch. And that's in there. Anderson not happy with the call or his Selection not to swing, 1 and 2. Now with 2 outs. Timeout called by Anderson. He's going to step out of the zone. Out of the batter's box, and back in. Doyle with the pitch. This ball's hit up the middle, and the second baseman's going to get there and flick it for the out, and they get him. That will not score the run. So Anderson put out on the 4-3 for the third out of the home half of the third inning. The Cardinals will strand their base runner at third. 6, 7, and 8 batters due up for Pinkerton. Be back in a minute here from Holman. After 3 innings of play, we have a 1-0 score here from Holman in favor of the visiting Astros. Elijah Sharp is leading off for Pinkerton. A strikeout victim in his first at-bat in the second inning. So he's 0 for 1 on the day. He's hitting for pitcher Liam Doyle in the 6th spot. Evan Kaplow, still the pitcher for the Cardinals. He steps in, and first pitch is inside on Sharp for ball 1. And the 1-0 pitch. And that hits for a strike. Kaplow staying low and away from Sharp in this one to even up the count at 1 apiece. The 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball. And that just cuts the top of the zone. Either a great pitch or a generous call there. Count is 1 and 2 to Sharp. And that's a slider that fools him, and he is down for the second time on strikes for the first out of the 4th inning. That's Kaplow's second K of the day. That brings up Maxwell Lorman. He singled in the first inning, got all the way around in the second inning to third base, but never scored. That breaking ball. Again, the slider from Kaplow seems to be working right now for strike 1. 0-1 now to Lorman, who's 1 for 1 on the day, and the pitch. And Kaplow goes to the fastball. Looks like he misses upstairs for ball 1. That's a good pitch. Right at the top of the zone, I'd say about letter high. 1-1 now, the count to Lorman, and the pitch. This one is skied over to the first base side. Luca lining up underneath it. The second baseman, and makes the catch. So Mark Luca records the second out of the 4th inning on that 1-1 pitch to Maxwell Lorman. That brings up Connor Stacy. Connor's first at-bat was a walk. That started the walk trouble for Kaplow in the second inning. First pitch fouled off back to the screen. Counts 0-1 to Stacy. And the pitch from the Girton right-hander. This ball's hit up the middle over Kaplow's head. Anderson there. He's going to make the throw over, but not in time. That is an infield single. That ball just had the right bounce as Kaplow left the pitcher's mound and jumped to get it, but it went right over his head and was just too softly hit for Anderson to be able to get to it. So he makes a nice defensive play on it, but not in time for that infield single. Connor Stacy's aboard on first base. First pitch to 9-hitter Riley Bralou is a ball, and that's away, 1-0. And the pitch, Kaplow hits the outside part of the plate. Elects to go to the fastball there, 1-1. And the pitch. Breaking ball, gets him swinging. Kaplow goes to that slider and fools him, 1-2. Good movement on that slider there. And the pitch, runner's going, and that ball's hit up the middle. Luca's going to make the throw over to first, and it's out into first base territory and out of play. Tough play there. That's going to be an E4. That puts aboard the 9 batter and advances the runners to second and third, respectively. That's going to bring up Brendan Horn, the shortstop. He's the 1 batter for Pinkerton with 2 runners in scoring position and 2 outs. Let's see if Gerton can close the door here. That first pitch, breaking ball, misses the top of the zone. It's ball 1. Let's see if Gerton can close the door and stop Pinkerton from scoring any runs here after that throwing error. And the pitch. This one misses upstairs for ball 2 as Kaplow falls behind, 2-0. And the pitch. This ball is skied and should result in an out as Luca lines up underneath it and makes the catch. So Horn is retired for the 3rd time today. He's 0 for 3 and squanders an opportunity for Pinkerton to advance their position. Still a fragile 1-run game here with the 3, 4, and 5 batters up for Gerton in the home half of the 4th inning. Folks, we'll be back in a minute from Holman Stadium. Hi folks, welcome back to Holman Stadium on this gorgeous New England night. It's in the mid-60s now as things cooling off under the lights here in Nashua. Gorgeous weather planned for the weekend this weekend with temperatures expected to be in the 80s. First pitch from Liam Doyle to the pitcher for the Cardinals is a strike. 0-1 now to Kaplow for the bottom of the 4th inning. And the pitch. That ball misses low, evens up the count at 1 apiece to Evan Kaplow. And the pitch. Kaplow thinks about it, but doesn't offer. 2-1. Kaplow for 1 on the day. He struck out in the first inning. And the pitch. This ball is fouled back. 2-2. Doyle with 5 Ks through 3+ innings of work. He's got Kaplow 2-2 here in this at-bat. And the pitch. This ball skips in to run the count full. Breaking ball misses low and in. Full count now to 3-batter Evan Kaplow. And the pitch. That ball misses up and in. And Kaplow will take first on a base on ball. So leadoff batter is aboard safely for Max Reardon. Max walked in his first at-bat, showing patience at the right time. Cardinals now with base runners in every inning but the first. No outs now with this runner on first. They're going to need to have some productive outs to get the base runner around in this tight game. That pitch to Reardon hits the strike zone up and away from him, but definitely a strike. I'd say about letter high on the outer half of the plate. Good pitch from Doyle. And the pitch. This ball is fouled towards the first base dugout, hits the screen as Reardon falls behind 0-2. 1-0 the score in favor of the Astros. And the pitch. This is fouled off nicely by Reardon as he stays alive in the count. Timeout called by Reardon. He steps out of the box in this 0-2 count. Little stoppage in play here. There was a timeout. Looks like something else is going on. Not sure what it is. Reardon steps back in. So no outs, 0-2 count to 4-batter Max Reardon. And that's a swing and a miss as Reardon goes down swinging for the first out of the home half of the fourth. 6 strikeouts so far for Liam Doyle. That brings up Cam Tebow. Cam is 0 for 1. He struck out in the second inning. And the pitch. That's upstairs. They're going to check the runner and go back, but not in time. Want to know the count to Cam Tebow. And the pitch. This ball is fouled. Backing out of play for the first strike, 1-1. Right-handed left fielder for Bishop Guertin steps in. The pitch from Doyle. Breaking ball. Question about whether he offered or not. Looks like he was just moving the bat to get out of the way. 2-1. Nice looking curveball by Doyle there. And the pitch. And they go to bunt, and Tebow fouls this one back to the screen. Evens up the count at 2 apiece. 2-2 now to the Guertin left fielder. One out here in the fourth inning, runner on first, 2-2 the count to Cam Tebow, and that's going to get him. Nice pitch. Gets him looking for the second out. So 2 consecutive Ks now with a runner on first. That brings up Dante Nieto, the designated hitter. He was a strikeout victim in his first at-bat. So Girton failing to advance the runner here, who got on with no outs. First pitch is a ball. And the pitch. That's a swing and a miss on that fastball inside. 1-1 the count to Dante. Dante is the designated hitter today. He's hitting for second baseman Mark Luca. And the pitch. And that's a swing and a miss on a fastball upstairs. It's going to be a hard one to catch up to. Up in the zone, it's 1-2 to Dante. One and two the count. And the pitch. And that's going to get him swinging. 3 consecutive strikeouts for Liam Doyle. Retires the Cardinals after the lead runner is aboard. 8 strikeouts through 4 innings of work so far for Doyle. 2, 3, and 4 batters up for Pinkerton when we're back for the 5th inning in a minute here from Holman. In favor of the Cardinals. Sorry, check that, in favor of the Astros. Evan Kaplow on the mound for the Cardinals to start his 5th inning of work. He'll be facing 2-batter for Pinkerton, Cole Yanako. He's the catcher. He's been the most productive Astro of the lineup. He has hit twice, a double and a single. He's scored the only run of the game. Kaplow elects to go to the breaking ball and sneaks one in the back door for strike 1. 0-1 now to the Pinkerton catcher. And the pitch. And Kaplow goes to a fastball, and they make the catch. I wasn't sure whether Haskell had caught that in the air. There was no signal from the umpire, so Haskell has to make the long throw over to first base for the out, and it's nicely picked by Monaco as that ball was low. So good defense by the Cardinals there, and that'll bring out the Pinkerton coach to discuss things with the the field umpire. They request a conversation with the home plate umpire to see if he saw things differently on that put out. They're going to discuss it briefly. They want that lead runner aboard. And he is out. So Yanako retired for the first time. He's still 2 for 3 on the day, but 1 out. That brings up Jackson Marshall. He's the 3-batter for the Astros, and he's 0 for 2 on the day. He's grounded out to the second baseman and flew out once to Corky out in center field. So 1 out here in the top of the 5th inning. Kaplow sets, kicks, and delivers. This ball is hit well, could get down to the gap. Tebow's going to make a play on it, and he does. Great catch by Cam Tebow out in left field. I thought that was going to get down, but he got an excellent jump on it and made a running catch for a 1-pitch out to left fielder Jackson Marshall. So Marshall's 0 for 3 on the day. That brings up Thomas Rio. He's 0 for 2 on the day. He's grounded out to the pitcher and flew out to Mativier out in right field. So there are 2 outs now for the Astros in the 5th inning. And the pitch. And that's going to miss low. Kaplow goes to the fastball and misses 1-0 to the Astros' third baseman. And the pitch goes to the breaking ball. That misses outside. Good movement, but off the plate, 2-0 to Rio. And the pitch. This ball's hit into the gap. Anderson makes a nice slide attempt to smother the ball. If he had made that play, there was no chance. It was just too slow, and he was too deep in the hole. So Rio aboard with a single. There are 2 outs. That brings up Nicholas Rio, the first baseman. He's 0 for 2 on the day. And the pitch. And that's a swing and a miss. Kaplow going to the fastball upstairs. 0-1 is the count, and the pitch. Goes to the breaking ball. This one's over to Anderson. They're going to, he's going to bobble it. They're going to make the throw over to first. Not in time. So that's an E6. Puts Rio on first base and the other Rio on second. Runners on first and second with 2 outs. That brings up designated hitter Elijah Sharp. He has struck out in both of his at-bats. And the pitch. This ball's hit up the middle, this time to Anderson, and they will elect to field it himself. So that's a put out on 1 pitch by Luke Anderson for the 3rd out. So the Astros are retired. A little action late in that inning with 2 outs, but no damage done. Score still 1.5 after 4.5 innings of play. Home half of the 5th. 7, 8, 9 batters due up for Girton, Monaco, Haskell, and Corky. Folks, be back in a minute from Holman Stadium. 1-0 is the score. Astros. Folks, Dom Monaco hitting for the Cardinals. Liam Doyle still on the mound for the bottom of the 5th inning for the Astros. 1-0. Astros. Doyle with 8 strikeouts so far through 4 innings of work. First pitch is fouled off by Dom. He's 0 for 1. He fouled out to Yanako, the catcher, in the grass behind the home plate circle. in his first at-bat of the second inning. The 0-1 pitch from Doyle to Monaco. That skips in for ball one. And the pitch. That ball is hit, fisted off the handle, over towards the second baseman. He's off the bag and called safe. That's a throwing error on the second baseman. That's Riley Brelu. He had Monaco dead to rights, but he just missed the throw. That pulled the first baseman off the bag, and Monaco is aboard safely. So great spot for the Cardinals to get a runner aboard with no outs. This is the fourth consecutive inning they've put somebody on base. Most of those, if not all of them, have been with no outs. Actually, I'm checking my records here. And he gets a good bunt down. Well done by the Cardinals. They're going to have to make that play over to first. That's Franco pinch hitting for Haskell, I believe, if I've got that correctly. Sorry, I'm not seeing that. That's a sacrifice bunt. Great play by the Cardinals. As they move Monaco over to second. Corky now batting for the Cardinals with a runner in scoring position and only one out. Exactly where Girton needs to put him. Let's see if they can capitalize on this. And the pitch. And that's a swing and a miss. Corky's 0 for 1. He struck out in his first at-bat on a full count in the third inning. So Monaco trying to lure the defense into making some bigger holes for Luke to poke the ball through, but that's a swing and a miss as he falls behind 0-2. Brandon Mativier on deck for the Cardinals, followed by Luke Anderson. And the pitch. And that ball is up. No call. They're going to appeal. He did not swing. Folks, I can tell you from here, he didn't. They wanted it, but he did not swing. 1 ball and 2 strikes. So 1-0 score here in the home half of the 5th inning. 1 out, runner on second base. And that ball misses inside. It squirts behind Yanako, but not far enough to move Dom Monaco over. It's 2-2 to Corky, and that's going to bring Yanako out for a conversation. It looks like they got mixed up on the signs there. Generally, that can happen, especially with a runner on second. He's looking right at the catcher and can pick up some of the signs. Not sure they're doing that all the way at high school level of baseball, but maybe. You never know. Certainly causes the defense to be a little bit more secretive about the pitch calling, but that definitely mixed them up as that ball squeezed out. So Monaco, the runner on second, he was aboard on a throwing error by the second baseman and was advanced to second. That's a swing and a miss to Corky. He wanted that one back, but that's a strikeout. Good pitch by Doyle up in the zone. Lots of movement on that fastball, I think, or just came in fast enough and got Corky. So 2 outs now. That brings up Mativier with a runner in scoring position. Keep in mind that base runner will be moving on any contact, so a single can score him and tie this game. And the pitch. That's off the plate for ball 1. Mativier is 0 for 2 on the day. He's flied out to center field and grounded out to the left side, the shortstop. And timeout called by Mativier, granted by the home plate umpire. He steps out. Great spot of the game right here as the home Cardinals are trying to tie things up in this very closely contested game. It's 1-0 in favor of Pinkerton, but Girton has a runner in scoring position. Doyle reaches back and throws. This ball misses upstairs as Brandon Mativier gets ahead in the count, 2-0. All right, so timeout called. Out comes the coach and Yanako to the mound. Question is whether they're going to elect to finish this at-bat to Mativier with first base open and behind in the count, or whether they will put him on and pitch to Anderson. First base is open. Looks like they will continue the at-bat to Mativier. So 2-0 is the count. Doyle pitches. This one's in there for strike one. Looks like he went with something off speed to get back into the count, 2-1. And the pitch. This ball is fouled back as Doyle battles back into the count. 2-2 to Mativier. Mativier is the one batter for Girton. And the pitch. And that's down in the dirt. The question is whether he went. He did not. Full count to Brandon Mativier. Good job laying off that pitch. That tailed low and away and might have hit the dirt. Not sure if it did or not, but certainly low and away. Mativier thinking about it. Full count now. And the pitch from Doyle. And that ball is skied foul over into right field. Hits the roof of the concession stand as Mativier stays in the count. Doyle grunting on that fastball, trying to put a little extra on it. Full count, 2 outs. And the pitch. Breaking balls hit up the middle. Doyle's going to field that one and hustle over to first and underhand toss it for the out. And the threat of any scoring by the Cardinals is squashed with that 1-3 putout. So after 5 complete innings of play, it's 1-0 in favor of the Astros. Be back in a minute from Holman Stadium. Welcome back to Holman Stadium, folks. I am Pat Kaplow. I'm announcing today's game on Mixler Radio. This is BG Baseball. We're also live streaming this on YouTube and showing it later tonight on Nashua Community Television. Thanks for joining us tonight. It's a great night for baseball as that cold weather has finally left us. And it's springtime. Evan Kaplow out to pitch into the 6th inning. Delivers a ball up and in to Maxwell Lorman. Lorman is the center fielder for the Astros. He's 1 for 2 on the day. That breaking ball hits for strike one. He singled in the 2nd inning and grounded out to second baseman Luca. In his second at-bat, Kaplow spins that slider in. for strike 2. 1-2 the count to Lorman. And the pitch. And that one misses up and in. Kaplow goes to the fastball. Lorman doesn't chase. 2-2 the count now with no outs, no one on, top of the 6th inning. And that hits for strike 3 as Lorman strikes out looking. That was a middle pitch. Not sure what he was complaining about there. That's Kaplow's 3rd K of the day. That's going to bring up Connor Stacy. Stacy's 1 for 1 with a walk. He's been on base twice. He's advanced to 2nd and 3rd base, but has not scored. And the pitch from Kaplow, this ball's hit well. It's a flare into right field, and it's going to get down. Mativier made a gorgeous. They're going to try for 3rd, and he's in safely. So with 1 out, Stacy puts a ball into the gap in right center field. Mativier lays out to make the catch. Honestly, folks, that's the right play. He beautifully tried to rob one. He didn't come up with it, and Corky was there to back up the play. And there'll be a conversation here on the infield. So runner on 3rd in this tight game, 1 out. That brings up Riley Bralou, the 2nd baseman. He's been on twice. He's walked once and gotten on a base on balls. Action in the Girton bullpen now after this mound visit brings in the entire infield. Catcher and coach. Runner on 3rd, 1 out. Girton trying to strand this runner with 1 out, and the home plate umpire slow walking out to the mound to break things up. Kaplow will pitch to Bralou. Left-handed pitcher warming in the Girton bullpen. And the pitch. This ball misses inside for ball 1. 1-0 the count to the Astros' 2nd baseman. He's hitting in the 9th spot, runner on 90 feet away with 1 out. 1-0 the score. And that hits the outside part of the plate. Good energetic fastball from Kaplow to even up the count at 1 apiece. And the pitch. That breaking ball is flared foul towards the bullpen for the 2nd strike of the set. Strikeout here would be very helpful for the Cardinals as they have a runner on 3rd with 1 out. As the Astros have a runner on 3rd with 1 out. First baseman, actually the infield's all in on the grass here. They're going for that play, and it's going to be up the middle. And they're going to take the out at first. They're not going to advance that runner. Well played by Anderson. They were playing on the grass. That ball was hit well, but hard enough not to advance the runner. That's 2 outs as Riley Bralou grounds out to the left side for the 2nd out. That brings up Brendan Horn. He's 0 for 3 on the day, but now there are 2 outs. That relaxes the infield. And the pitch. That ball hits the outside part of the plate. Kaplow going to the slider to tally the 1st strike of the set. 1 batter for Pinkerton. And the pitch. And that ball is skied up behind where I'm sitting, behind home plate. 0-2 now. Let's see how careful they're going to be with Horn. This is the Pinkerton shortstop. Hitting in the leadoff spot. He's 0 for 3 on the day. But an opportunity for him to advance the base runner here. There are 2 outs, but Connor Stacy over there on third, and that is going to get away from Max Reardon, but he does a wonderful job of squaring up to the ball, and it takes a very high and dangerous bounce above his head, but he keeps it in the batter's circle, not advancing the runner. It's 1-2 now. And the pitch. And that ball's going to hit over to the left side. Anderson's going to have to make the backhand throw. It's not going to be in time, and that's going to be an infield single and an RBI for Brendan Horn. So after going 0 for 3 on the day, a timely infield hit will score that run and make it 2-0 in favor of the Astros. So 2 outs, runner on first base for Cole Yanako. Cole's 2 for 3 on the day. He's scored a run, and this breaking ball hits for strike 1. And the pitch, runner's going. This ball is fouled back into the screen. Yanako down 0-2. Interesting spot to be in. You don't want, Yanako is dangerous, so you don't want to give him something too meaty to hit, but you also don't want to throw too many balls and give that base runner a chance to advance like here. So now you have a runner on second with 2 outs. So runner in scoring position for the most productive hitter in the Astros lineup, at least today. One and two the count to Yanako, and that ball is skied out in the left. That might have the distance to get out, and it is foul, hooked. It had the distance, but it is a foul ball. So Yanako hitting that ball very well, but too early on it. 1-2 remains the count to Yanako. Two nothing the score for the Astros over the Cardinals. The 1-2 pitch to Yanako. And that ball is skied foul and out of play over the first base side. Yanako having a good at-bat. Tough to put out. I'd venture to say Kaplo goes to a slider here in this pitch. Timeout called by Yanako, granted by the home plate umpire. 1-2 is the count. And the pitch. And that is the slider, and Yanako hooks it foul down the third base side. One and two the count to the Pinkerton 2 batter. Runner on second base, and the pitch. He's going, and this one's hit up to shortstop, and it takes a bad bounce and gets over his head. Costly play out there. That one will score Horn from second. Tough play now. It's 3-0. That one took a nasty bounce up over Anderson's head. And that's going to make it 3-0. And the pitch. And this one misses to Jackson Marshall. Marshall has been put out 3 times. He's 0 for 3 on the day. 1-0. And the pitch. That one misses upstairs. 2-0. Kaplo throwing 2 fastballs to Marshall. And the pitch, runners going. This one's a swing and a miss. No chance there. 2-1. And the pitch. This one misses upstairs. 3-1 is the count to the Pinkerton 3 batter. Reardon heading out to the mound to discuss the call with Kaplow. Reset here, 3-1 is the count. Kaplow kicks and delivers, and that's a fastball, and it's hit out into right field. It's going to get down and score a run. Good piece of hitting by Jackson Marshall with a single out to right field. Runs coming in now for the Astros as they make it 4-0. That brings out Coach Scott Painter. The Cardinals can't get the last out of the inning, and that's going to be it for Kaplow as left-handed pitcher coming in from the bullpen. Kaplow will be retired. Kaplow will positionally move over to second base. Folks, we'll be back in a minute as things get going for the warm-up here of the relief pitcher. We'll be back in about 60 seconds from Holman. Folks, left-handed pitcher Sam Franco is coming in for relief with 2 outs and a runner on first base here in the 6th inning. Kaplow retired after 5 2/3 innings of work, and the pitch from Franco misses and gets behind the Reardon, and that will advance Marshall, who is the runner on first base. So first pitch ball to Thomas Rio. Rio is 1 for 3 on the day. He singled in his last at-bat, but was put out. Pinch runner in for Pinkerton. Can't read that number from here, folks, but runner again in scoring position, as this has been a recurring theme in the 6th inning for the Cardinals. They give up a hit or a walk, and then the runner advances, and a single scores a run. So Franco trying to stop the bleeding for Girton here, coming in now with a runner on second. Looks like Coach Scott Painter is discussing things with the home plate umpire. And they're going to walk, intentionally walk Rio to put the infield in a force situation. Nick Rio now hitting. He's 0 for 2 on the day, was on base on an error. So Thomas Rio intentionally walked. That brings up Nick Rio. Runners on first and second, 2 outs. Sam Franco pitching. And this ball misses low and away for ball 1. And the pitch. That's a swing and a miss. Good pitch by Franco as he evens up the count at 1 apiece. And the pitch. This ball misses inside. Count is 2 balls and 1 strike to Nicholas Rio, the Pinkerton first baseman. 4-0 the score in the 6th inning. Tough inning for the Cardinals. And the pitch just misses up to Rio, so Franco behind in the count, 3-1. And the pitch. That ball's hit well. Line drive out into left field. That's going to score a run. And they are not going to come home with it. So Jackson Marshall scoring from second base. That's an RBI single for Nick Rio to make it 5-0. Elijah Sharp now hitting for the Astros. And the pitch from Franco. This ball skied out into shallow right field. Should be an out. Caught by Mativier. Called off Kapla at the last minute. And so Sharp is retired and goes to 0-4 on the day. Not before the Astros did some damage, though, in the 6th inning. It is 5-0 after 5.5 innings of play. Cardinals due up Anderson, Kaplo, and Reardon in the 6th inning. Be back in a minute. Hear from Holman. Folks, bottom of the sixth inning, 5-0 in favor of the Astros. Luke Anderson's up. He's 0 for 2 on the day. He's struck out and grounded out to the right side. Doyle still pitching, and that ball misses Anderson about chin height. He ducks out of the way. It's ball one. Breaking ball just missed. Lefty-lefty matchup here. And the pitch from Doyle that hits the outside part of the strike zone to even up the count at 1 apiece. Doyle going curveball and then fastball on the outside part of the plate. And the pitch from Doyle. That ball misses inside as Anderson turns away. 2-1 the count. And the pitch. That ball hits the outside half again. 2-2. So a bit of a rhythm here. Curveball missing inside, fastball hitting on the outside part of the plate for 2 consecutive sets. It's 2-2. No outs here in the home half of the sixth inning. And the pitch to Anderson. And that's a swing and a miss. He fouled it, but it was hung on to by Yanako for the first out. Brings up Evan Kaplow. Kaplow is 0 for 1 on the day. He did strike out in the first inning and reached on a walk in the fourth. And the pitch from Doyle to Kaplow misses upstairs for ball one. 1-0. Looks like they went to a breaking ball for the first pitch of the set. Max Reardon on deck for the Cardinals. And the pitch. That misses away. Kaplow not offering. 2-0. And the pitch. That ball hits middle. Fastball drills the strike zone. 2-1. One out here in the home half of the sixth. Liam Doyle pitching for the Astros, and this ball hits the inside part of the plate. I don't know if that's a cutter, but it's a great pitch. 2-2. A lot of motion inside on a right-handed batter. 2-2 the count to Kaplow and the pitch. And that's a swing and a miss as Kaplow is down on strikes. First 2 batters are strikeout victims. That brings up Max Reardon. Reardon has walked and struck out. He's 0 for 1 on the day. Ten strikeouts for Doyle on the day so far. Elects to go to the breaking ball and drops a curveball in the back door. 0-1. 0-1 the count to catcher Max Reardon. And the pitch. And that's check swinged foul. 0-2. Bit of a half swing there from Max. And the pitch. And that's up and in on Reardon as he gets out just in time. 1 ball and 2 strikes to the Cardinals catcher. And the pitch. And that's a swing and a miss. Reardon down on a knee to swat at that one. And that's 3 consecutive Ks for Doyle as they retire the 2, 3, and 4 hitters for Girton on Ks. That's an 11 strikeouts on the day so far for Doyle. So, 7th inning is upon us. The 7, 8, and 9 batters are due up for the Astros. Be back in a minute from Holman. Folks, welcome back to Holman Stadium. It's good to have you here with me on this gorgeous Wednesday night. It's a baseball night. Pinkerton up 5-0 over the Cardinals. Sam Franco working through the 7th inning for Girton. Maxwell Lorman is due up. He's 1 for 3 on the day. This is the Astro center fielder. Looked like there might be a pinch hitter. I'm not really sure. It's hard to tell. I can't read numbers from where I am. And a pitch from Franco. Misses upstairs for ball 1. 1-0 the count to the Pinkerton 7 batter. That one's in there for a called strike as Franco snaps back into the count 1-1. And the lefty deals this chopper over to the third base side, and the Cardinals wisely let it go foul. Ryan Haskell on duty over there on the third base line. Franco almost looking straight down at the ball as they watch it dribble foul. Run the count up to 1-2. They would not have had a put out at first if they had grabbed it in fair territory. And the pitch from Franco. Goes to the breaking ball, stays up high, evens up the count at 2 apiece. 2-2, no outs, top of the 7th inning. Breaking ball is a swing and a miss to Maxwell Lorman as he goes down on strikes to Sam Franco. 1 out. So you can bring up Connor Stacy. Stacy's been aboard all 3 times. He's walked once. He's had a single and a triple. He scored a run in the 6th inning for the Astros. And the first pitch is a breaking ball that misses low to Connor, 1-0. And the pitch. That's a swing and a miss. Good, lively fastball by Sam Franco. Evens up the count at 1 apiece. Franco is dealing. And the pitch. And that's chopped up the middle. It'll be over the pitcher's head. I don't think there'll be a play. Capello throws it across the body, but not in time. That's an infield single for Connor Stacy. He's been aboard all 4 at-bats of this game. 3 hits and 1 base on balls. He's 3 for 3 on the day. That brings up Riley Bralou. He's 0 for 1 on the day. And this ball is skied out to center field. 1 pitch, and that is an out for the Pinkerton 9 batter. So that runner will be stranded at first. And now there are 2 outs. That 9 batter had been aboard on a base on balls, on an error, and then put out twice. So really 0 for 2 with a walk and an error. And the pitch. That ball misses low and away for ball 1. We're top of the order, Brendan Horn. The Astros shortstop is hitting. This ball skips in, and they're going to get him in a rundown and sky it out into center field. So throwing error with an opportunity to put out the base runner. Connor Stacy gets down to second base on that E2. A rare throwing error by Max Reardon. He was shuffle stepping out of the batter's circle towards the pitcher's mound because they had Stacy in a pickle. So Stacy in scoring position now. Count is 1-0 to Brendan Horn. And the pitch. That ball misses the inside part of the plate. Runs up the count to 2-0. And the pitch. That's going to put him aboard. I thought it was a 2-0 count. Apparently I was wrong. It was a 3-0 count. So Horn is aboard on a base on balls. First base was open. That brings up the dangerous Yanako. He is 3 for 4 on the day with 2 singles and a double. He's tallied an RBI and scored 2 runs. So good offensive day for Cole. Takes the first pitch inside. 2 outs. 1-0 is the count to Pinkerton catcher Cole Yanako. And they're going to go back to second. No one is there covering the bag. So Franco will hold on to it. And the pitch. And that hits the strike zone. Good fastball by Franco to even things up at 1 apiece. 1-1 the count. 5-0 the score here in the top of the 7th inning. 2 outs in favor of the visiting Astros. Nice curveball. Drops in for strike 2 on Yanako. Franco dealing. Yanako calls for time and steps out. Looks like there was a loose baseball out in left field that caused that timeout. Might have squirted out from the bullpen for the Astros. Back to baseball action. The count's 1-2 to Yanako. Runners on first and second, 2 outs. Top of the 7th inning. And the pitch. And that's a swing and a miss as Yanako is down on strikes for the first time today. And that's it. So Franco does a nice job of holding the Astros to no runs there. 5-0 though. Tall order for the Cardinals. 5, 6, and 7 batters due up. That's Tebow, Nieto, and Monaco for Girton. Be back in a minute from Holman. Folks, we are back to baseball action. Here in Nashua, the score is 5-0 in favor of the visiting Astros. Last ups for the home Cardinals. Cam Tebow, the left fielder, is leading off. Nieto's on deck. Liam Doyle still on the mound, looking for the complete game shutout for the Astros. Things not getting started cleanly here in the 7th as Tebow steps out and Doyle steps off. Here we go, and the pitch from Doyle, and that misses away for ball 1. Folks, it's good to have you with me tonight on this wonderful night for springtime baseball in New Hampshire. This ball fouled back by Tebow to even up the count at 1 apiece. What a great spot to take in a baseball game here at Holman Stadium. Folks, if you haven't been here, it's just got this brick facade and a great old-timey feel to it. What a gift to the 3 Nashua teams that play here out of Holman Stadium. Ball 2 to Tebow. Folks, I call home and away games, mostly on Mixler Radio, but the home games we do get in on community television as well as live streaming it, and I'm telling you, calling a game from the booth here in Holman is a treat. 2-1 is the count, and that ball misses. 3-1 now to Cam. And the pitch, that's going to miss and get away as Cam's going to scurry down to first on that base on balls, but he will not advance as that one gets back to the backstop. Brings up Dante Nieto after the leadoff walk. Looks like Adam Weatherby will be pinch hitting for Dante Nieto. So pinch hitter is Weatherby for the Cardinals, with a runner on first and no outs in the home half of the 7th. And the pitch to Weatherby, and that hits the bottom of the zone for strike 1 on Adam. So Doyle from the stretch with the runner on first, and the pitch, and that misses upstairs on Weatherby, counts 1-1. Folks, most of the scoring was done in the 6th inning. 4 of those runs coming in with 2 outs as the Cardinals just couldn't close the door on Pinkerton. The 1-1 pitch to Weatherby, and that's going to miss. They're going to go down to first, and he is just back in time. Sorry, that was a strike to Weatherby. I thought it was a ball. It's 1-2. So Tebow almost picked on the throwback by Yanako. One and two the count. And the pitch from Doyle. This ball skips in, splashing up the chalk in the back of the batter's box for ball 2. 2-2 to Adam Weatherby. And the pitch. That misses. Oh, that gets him on the inside part of the plate. A lot of sweep action to that. So Weatherby is retired on a strikeout, looking for the first out. That's going to bring up Dom Monaco. Nope. There's a pinch hitter. It's Bryce Larco in for Monaco. So 2 consecutive pinch hitters with a runner on first for the Cardinals. And out comes the Pinkerton coach out onto the mound to talk things over with Doyle. So a slow pace of play here in the home half of the 7th inning. In comes the Pinkerton infield. They're going to talk things over with Doyle. He probably is arguing for the complete game with 1 out here in the 7th. And they're going to leave him out there. So Larco batting from the right side for the Cardinals. 1 out, runner on first base. 5-0 is the score in favor of the Astros. Doyle from the stretch, kicks and delivers, and that skips in for ball 1 to Bryce Larco. 1-0. And the pitch. That ball misses up. They're going to go back a second time, and he's safe. Good throwback by Yanako, but not in time. Here comes the Pinkerton coach. Folks, it's a 5-0 game, and they want the call at first base overturned. I'd say move along. They've thrown back about 5 or 6 times to first base to try to pick off Girton runners. And the pitch. And that's a swing and a miss by Larco. As the count is now 2 balls and a strike. Cam Tebow's still over there on first base. And the pitch. And that ball is going to be fouled back out of play. Evens up the count at 2 apiece. Two-two the count, and the pitch, and that's a swing and a miss as they're going to throw this ball down again. This one way off the bag on the throwback. So that's a strikeout for Larco. That's the 2nd out of the 7th inning. And the Cardinals are down to their last pitch. That's going to bring the coach out, and that'll likely be it for Doyle. Great game for Doyle as he is 1 out shy of the complete game. $14 Ks for Doyle in a very dominant pitching outing for him. So 20 outs so far for the Astros. 14 out of the 20 outs as a result of strikeouts. So pitching change with the Cardinals down to their last out. Be back in a minute here from Holman Stadium. Folks, we're back to Holman. There are 2 outs. Not sure who the relief pitcher is. It's really hard to see the number on his back from here, but right-handed pitcher now for the Astros. 2 outs, runner on first base. Ryan Haskell is the batter for Girton. Righty-righty matchup. Haskell singled in his first at-bat. He's 1 for 2 on the day, grounded out to the pitcher. First pitch is a ball. 1-0 to Haskell. And the pitch. And that's in there. Good fastball for strike 1. 1-1 now to the Girton third baseman. And the pitch. And good frame by Yanako, but called a ball nonetheless. 2-1. And the pitch. And that's going to be fouled back out, very close to where I am sitting. You might have heard that. Hit off of some of the steelwork near the box. That evens up the count at 2 apiece. 2 outs, 2-2 the count to Haskell. And the pitch. That's a breaking ball, chopped over to the third base side and called foul. It's the right call to make. Would have been a close play over at first, as that took a lot of time to get down for Thomas Rio, the Pinkerton third baseman. So the count resets. It's 2-2 to Haskell. And the pitch. And that ball is skied out into left field off the handle. And he's lining up underneath it and makes the catch for the final out of the game. So the Cardinals are retired without scoring any runs. The final 5-0 in favor of the Astros. On a great night here in Nashua. The Cardinals are back in action on Friday. But for today, that's it from Holman. Folks, thanks for joining me on a great night for baseball. See y'all soon. Take care. Have a good night.